Why? Why? Oh God, it's doing that. What? Why? There you go. There's the hammer shot. Oh no! No! What's up, everybody? Circus here, coming at you with another auto duel deck. I know people are like, why an auto duel deck? Who cares? I love making these things, basically. They're a lot of fun. I like trying to make it so the computer can't screw up, right? Because the computer loves to misplay decks, and I like to try to make it so it can't. And auto dueling is something we do so much of in the game that we just kind of like don't think about it, but I don't know. It's like a whole separate part of the game, right? Because you got ladder play, you got events, and then you got auto dueling, which you do so much of. You might as well have some fun with it. So with this deck, what I wanted to do was use as many cards from the new box as possible. Now, I know it could be optimized differently, but I was trying to use as many new box cards as possible. Obviously, there's two in there, if you're familiar with the way I build decks that are not new box cards, but we'll go over why they're in there. So let's just get right into the deck. These are Butter Spies. They're from the new box. They're all normals and rares. Obviously, there's some ultra rares and some super rares in here, but the Butter Spies themselves are normals and rares. So let's take a look at those. Now, this one right here, we're doing like an XZ's deck. So usually you need to summon and then special summon on the same turn if possible. Or if you summon, you got to be able to protect. So on your next turn, you can do another normal summon. This is your special summon card. Now, the problem with this one is it can't be normal summon or set. And when you normal summon a warrior type monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and it can't be used as synchro material. That's not such a big deal, but not being able to normal summon it on its own can be a problem, and that's why there's only two in here, because I've had several games where you start with both in your hand, you can't do anything. You can't even summon it. When I had three in the deck, I swear to God, I'd had so many hands where you'd have three in the hand, and then you're just drawing traps. You're just drawing traps. It's terrible, right? So I just put two in the deck. That's your special summon. So we're going to rely on protection, okay, to save the cards that are here for one turn. So the Moonlit Papillon, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Butter Spy monster from your deck. So this is actually a better opener because you can set it, and then it gets taken out, and then it summons another one out. And then hopefully you have another one in your hand, right? The only problem is it's an insect, so it doesn't pair well with this one, the Blue Mountain, okay? Because this one only comes out when there's a warrior. And they're all warriors except this one. This one's an insect, so that one doesn't apply. But it is light, and we'll explain why that's important later. Okay, so the Swallowtail Butter Spy. This has an effect that never gets used in the auto duel. But when another monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, it loses attack equal to the battle damage inflicted. That's not bad, right? But in this environment, the auto duel environment, it's fast, it's brutal. We're never going to get to that because we want to get right into our XZs, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Okay, so the Morpho Butter Spy, also a warrior. Once per turn, when the battle position of an opponent's monster is changed, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters. It loses 1,000 attack and defense. Again, it's probably a decent effect. It just, we're never going to use it because we're going right into the XZs, baby. And that's all this is here, is just a body to XZs with, all right? Okay, the next card in the deck is the Hammer Shot. I put this in here just because it's a new box card, basically. It's kind of funny. It gets you out of situations, but you don't really want to run more than one, maybe two, because, it's good for maybe, like, your opponent goes first, and then the computer can just take out the monster and start summoning. But like later on, if you have your XZ's monster out with some of the effects that are going on that I'll talk about, this card is completely useless. So that's why there's only one. Floodgate and Walla D, you guys know me. I always play these cards, and it's because they can't be activated at the same time by the computer. If this was a Canadia, what you see a lot of times in the battle phase is an opponent will attack in, it flips up the Walla D, and then a Canadia is the monster. So that's just wasting resources. Typically, it can't do that. Yes, things can be summoned in the battle phase, but for the most part, they aren't. So Floodgate Trap Hole is during the main phase, and then this is during the battle phase. So they can't activate them at the same time. All right. Also from the new box is Butterfly Yoke. This one is basically just a defense card. When an opponent monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, change that target to defense position, and if you do, equip this card to that monster once per turn during either player's main phase or battle phase. You can change the equipped monster's battle position. I don't really see that happening a lot, that second effect happening where it's changing the position of the monster because this is equipped to it. It's more that it just puts it in defense. So it's like Curse of Anubis or Windstorm of Ataqua or Econ or something like that. That's the only reason it's in there. This one actually is really good with this deck. And this is what makes the deck just crazy fun to watch. Luminize? When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, which is awesome. It just stops the attack. And one face-up light monster you control gains attack equal to that target's attack until your next end phase. So they attack in with a monster, you flip this card up, you negate the attack, and then your monster gains their attack points. So this is a light monster, so it can go from like 1200 in the event that's going on right now, the Photon Galaxy Eyes or whatever it's called, attacks in at 3000. You play this card, this little guy is up to 4200. Yeah, it's awesome. And then when you see in the extra deck, we have 2 of our boss monsters are also light, so it pairs up really well with them. So that being said, let's take a look at the extra deck. Right here, this thing, the Malevolent Sin, I just call it the Queen Spider, whatever, the Spider Queen. A very cool card. The computer really understands what to do with this one because you can detach one XYZ's material from this card to target one monster your opponent controls, banish it to your opponent's next standby phase. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you can make this card gain 300 attack, and if you do, increase its rank by 3. We don't care about the rank, but we do care about the increase of the attack, because this thing can go from like 24 to 27 to 3000 attack. It's great. The computer knows how to bring it out. It knows how to banish. It's usually going for game with this thing. It's a great card in this deck. It doesn't synergize with the Luminize, but that's okay. And then the Hammer Shot becomes useless later on. Like if you draw it later in the game and you got like the Malevolent Sin out or something like that, because your monster's more than likely going to be the one with the highest attack on the field. So it's just a dead card. That's why there's only one Hammer Shot in the deck. So Photon Alexandra Queen. This one's okay. You can detach one XYZ's material from this card, return all monsters on the field to the hand, then inflict 150 damage to each player for each card returned to their hand. So the burn damage doesn't really hurt you too bad, but basically the computer never uses the second effect. It just uses it because it's 2400 attack. But basically, I guess you'd want to, at the start of your main phase, use the effect, return everybody's cards to their hands, all the monsters, and then start your turn to summon. But the computer doesn't do that. It does go into the Photon Papal Operative. You can detach one XYZ's material from this card, then target one defense position monster on the field, change it to face-up attack position, and if you do, it loses 600 attack. So the computer starts with a set, it brings this out, flips it up, lowers the attack points, and just goes in. It's a good card. And then, like I said, the Luminize synergizes with these because they're both light monsters, so there you go. And they are also warriors. They're all warriors except the insect here and the insect here. But it all synergizes pretty well, and I'm happy with the deck. So like I said, all this comes from Photon of Galaxy, except Waladi and Floodgate, which you should have if you follow our staples, right? You should have these. Our staples video, our staples line, the way we get into the game, right? Follow the staples approach. Okay, we're using no skill. You can use whatever. I use no skill, so that way I don't build decks revolving around a skill because you want to be able to move it from character to character and have it perform just as well on anyone, right? But you could use Sogen. That's the Field of the Warriors skill on Joey. But the problem is a lot of times the computer won't XZ summon because some of these get up pretty high. Like this become 2000. This becomes 1400. That's not that high, but a lot of times it wasn't summoning because like this guy's at 2000. It's like, well, I can do 2 of these at 2000. Why would I go into one of these? So I took that off, and that way I forced it to XZ summon because you get a little bit higher duel reward, and I like XZ summoning, so we should do more of it, right? All right, so let's do a couple games here. We'll show you how it works. We'll take on, who is this, David? Let's go, David. So this deck does pretty good. I tested it about 100 times, and I swear I didn't keep exact records, like 1 or 2 losses. So, and I did individual battles, you know what I mean? I didn't like do times 3. I was doing times 1. And see right here, the Blue Mountain Butter Spot can be such a brick in the hand. Luckily, we got that wall of D, and that's why it's in there. Now we can get in there. Now we can start special summoning. Bam. Now look at that Spider Queen out there. We got that thing. Bam. We are just in there. Here we go. Double Spider Queen out on the field. So that's why you see the Wall of Ds and the Floodgates in there, because they protect better than just about any other cards in the game for auto dueling. I just think they're the best. That's why you always see them in my auto duel decks. And look at all these screens we got to click through. And we got to reboot. Konami! Fix your game. There you go. There's my Duelist ID. Hit me up if you want to be friends. I'll send you Vagabonds now and again. Alright, let's take on Nick. Tributed with the wind. Alright, Nick. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. It's you and me. And my Butter Spies. I'm doing Esperoba right now just because I'm leveling them up to level 30. As you should do, right? You got to get all you guys up to level 30. Get those easy gems. There you go. Right into... this is the big dog. This is the one where you can return everything to the hand. Enemy controller. Alright. Kind of slow moving right now. Does that return it to the hand? It does. Takes it out. We got plenty of protection. I'm guessing that's a floodgate. Oh, it's got the Luminez. I think that's 2 Luminez this set, isn't it? That's alright. Tax it. Bam. Another Luminez. Luminize. Luminize. I keep saying it wrong. Luminize. That's the Butterfly Yoke. Okay, there you go. There we go. Now we can XZ Spider. No, why not Spider? Oh, it flipped it up and used that effect. There you go. Flipped it up, reduced its attack by 600 and went for game that way. I was thinking the Spider, but guess not. All right. So this deck isn't as fast as like the Performapal deck I highlighted a couple weeks ago. This one it's got to work its way through it a little bit more. It's a little bit slower of a deck. The Performapal deck is really quick and ends the games like on turn 2 or 3, right? This one, it's going to go for a little bit longer because, let's face it, we're fighting butterflies right here. We're fighting with butterflies. What do you expect? All right. So, why didn't it didn't go into a boss monster. All right, we're going to floodgate the Hungry Burger. Why? Oh God, it's doing that. Why? There you go. There's the hammer shot. Oh no! No! There's a loss. I am embarrassed. So there you go. Alright. I don't know what to say. I don't like taking L's. But I'm not going to cut it out because I want to keep it real. It does lose once in a while. Not often, though. Any deck's going to lose once in a while, right? That's it. Now we got to do 100 duels. I got to do 100 duels to prove to you that it doesn't lose very often. We're going to be here all day. I hope you don't have any other plans. Starting off with 4 traps in the hand. Never a good way to do this. There you go. Wall of D. That'll get us back in there. Okay, now we're back in. Now we're back in. Curse of Anubis. No! Floodgate. Goblin Zombie gets the Gozuki back to the hand. Gozuki sends off the Vampire Lord. Attacks into another Wall of Disruption. There we go. Now we're going to XZs. Goes into the Papal Operative. Flips up the... Which one was it? The Vampire Lord. Alright, there we go. Redemption arc right there. Take that, Jess. We took all of our frustrations out on you from the last duel. Alright. We'll do one more. We'll do one more and then we'll get out of here. So maybe we'll be 4 out of 5. But I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't say go into the box just for this deck. If you get the box and you have these, you can make this deck. But this isn't one I'd go out of my way. Like the Performapal one, that's probably like the pinnacle. That's my best one so far. That one is like 99.9999% effective. This one's probably like 97, 98. It does lose like we saw, but sometimes I wonder if it's because the computer just goes batshit crazy. Okay, Jay playing his shine balls. There we go. Bam. Bam-a-lam. Order to charge! Oh! The order to charge just sucks, because it's such an old card, it's such an old mechanic, but it still just rocks your world, right? I was hoping we'd see Illuminize, but I guess not, because Jay can't get it going here. I was hoping to show you guys Illuminize in action, because these things can get up to like 4,600 attack and stuff like that, but doesn't look like we're going to get it this time. But it is pretty cool when it happens. But there you go. 4 out of 5. Not too bad, right? So you can see it can handle most of this stuff very well. Even plays through an order to charge quite well. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think about this deck in the comments below. Like I said, I'm just trying to use all the stuff I can from Photon of Galaxy, except for the Floodgate and the Wall of Disruption. So there you go. Make sure to get in there and check out this box. It's got some cool support for other decks. It's got great XZs like this one right here and this one right here. Photon support is in here. You want that if you're going into it. This is a great card. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Butter Spies are not one of them. I just happen to have them because I bought all the other good stuff. So, oh yeah, don't forget Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. He's in there. So if you like Photons, you got to go in. But I would say at least get your Roach, get your Abyss Dweller, if anything. And then maybe you'll end up with Butter Spies and you can make this deck. So, all right. I'm Circus. I'm going to get out of here. You should get in the Discord, though, because that's where all of our tournaments take place. The Discord is free. The tournaments are free. You can get free new player help and all that good stuff. We got memes you can look at. So, all right. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you next time. I'm Circus. Goodbye.